To talk about Standard 4, content knowledge. How does the teacher understand subject area concepts and tools of inquiry to make the content accessible and attainable to all students? Okay, so we'll look at a few of these elements. I'm not going to look at all of them because I'm not sure that all of them, I don't think everything has to be, in this one lesson. It's just representative. But building on students' prior knowledge, you totally did that. You started off and you made the links to the day before and what they've been working on as far as this research. Like we talked about before, these are a little kind of messy because you're doing this research instruction as part of the writing workshop. So, and ideally we could, next year when we have a librarian, you could kind of source some of that out, right? Like, have the librarian do 2 or 3 lessons. And you're going to have to touch on it because they're in 2nd grade. But, your whole lesson wouldn't have to be that. It could be taking that research and then showing them how to write it.
Which is what it's supposed to be.
And which is, you'll get there next week.
Done that before.
No, you can't. I mean, they're in 2nd grade. They wouldn't have done it.
So, would it be better to just do a totally different unit on research?
Well, I don't know. It'd have to be a whole unit. It could be, this. If you were talking teachers' college talk, they could call that a bend. But it's not even a bend. Really, it's actually more than a bend because a bend is still like so related to what you're doing, but it's just another way to do it, right? Or another little offshoot of it.
So
whereas the research is something that's necessary for them to do this writing. Because what you find is that you end up doing these lessons where the kids aren't writing yet, even though it's the writing workshop time. But you have to teach this research skills sometime. And we talked as well last year when we were doing the reading workshop and the writing workshop. Some of this stuff can happen in the reading workshop as well because you can be reading nonfiction books and talking about how people do research and showing them those features of nonfiction books, so that when they do go to do research on other nonfiction books, they know how to read those books and get the information from them.
This week, I actually, for the one of the days that we went to the library, I did it during reading time.
Yeah.
So because of that, and I told them because they were like, "We're not reading today," and I told them, "Oh, we're reading for research, and this is what we're
good."
finding
So that's exactly kind of the stuff.
But then, and on a more formal level, for next year.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it would be though, and and then your reading workshop lesson supports your writing workshop lesson. And so for the research, you either do that, you either take 2 or 3 days to just teach research and just know you're not going to do any writing in the writing workshop those days. And you tell your kids, okay, for this week we're not actually going to do writing in writing workshop because I'm going to teach you a skill set that you need to do research, so that when we come back to writing next week, to writing our nonfiction all about books, you'll have the information, and then I'll start showing you how to write the book yourself. Yeah. Or if we have the librarian, you schedule that and have you outsource that to the librarian, the IT guy. People are doing these units of study together. It's like, how could I assist you? Well, for this week, I would love for my kids for 30 minutes a day to come to the library, and it will still be during one of your class periods, but they'll be, they could actually take over the instruction, and you could just be.
Yeah, I mean, they're more knowledgeable about.
So the building has you definitely that we were taking care of. Instructional resources. You evaluate and modify instructional resources to ensure they're comprehensive, accurate, and appropriate for students. Yeah, I thought that was done. You knew those kids already. You had already created that RAND chart with them over the days before, so you knew where they were. You knew what people understood. Now there's a misconception down here, and I didn't really see any misconceptions. There was the girl who asked about what is a category, and so I thought you handled that in the moment. You asked, could somebody help her, and that other girl answered and gave her gave her a response that kind of explained it, and she seemed to know what you were doing, and so kind of went on from there. I think every misconception doesn't have to stop and go all the way back. Sometimes it can be answered then.
I wasn't sure of that actually.
Or you take notes. Like if half your kids didn't know what a category was, you might either decide to stop the lesson and then go into that. Although in this particular lesson, I probably wouldn't have. I would have used a different word maybe, and then mental note, like, okay, when I'm talking about vocabulary later on, or how to organize information, maybe that's when I talk about category then too. Because you're going to talk about categories again when you're talking about them writing their own books, right?
It's every day now.
Yeah, so I think there's that. Technology for instruction. I think, you use that really well. I mean, as good as our technology is here, and it's not that good. I think it was fine. Now, the one thing I would have thought, and I probably myself would have taught the whole lesson in the IT lab.
Okay.
I would have probably had them. I would have done the teaching, the writing part there, so that way we're all in the same space, and then and then had them go off.
I didn't know if it was going to be too disruptive, changing the way I teach the mini lesson.
Well, I still would have had them. I would have had them on the floor with me. I still would have had them come to the floor up there where that whiteboard is. And they're only there for 10 minutes. They can sit on that floor.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's clean.
Okay.
But it works fine. But that way, sometimes you're going to lose some kids in that transition. So that way you're here. And they also make that clear. This is all reason what we've been doing in our classroom. We're looking at books and making categories. That's research. But now we're adding an additional component or a dimension to research where we're going to use technology and we're going to look at the world
to make a stronger connection. I actually worried about that a little bit when we were there, that they were really taking over what we talked about in the classroom to the library. So if we do it there, then it all kind of connects.
Yeah, hopefully for most of them. I mean, you're always going to lose one or two, but you'll pick them up along the way. And for academic language, I thought you used words like habitat. You used the words that you were wanting them to use in their research. You talked research. I mean, it's not like you didn't kind of bring it down like to a level that they didn't. Just to ensure they understood, you brought them up to what the language was. So I thought that was well done too. So I think as far as like a second grade lesson on teaching kids, how to research, which of course you utilize content to do that. I thought it was very well done.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.